monks and nuns and as lay people, we have also engaged in studies and research is quite rigorous. Therefore, as Buddhist monks, we already have a tradition of scholastic, studies. But traditionally, those studies have been done, to help our practice. The Abhidhamma, texts were commentaries were written to understand the meditative experiences or maybe guide meditative experiences. I just want us to understand that academic Buddhist studies is very new. It started around 19th century using new knowledge, a new way of researching to understand the Buddhist societies, Buddhist practices, and Buddhist concepts. But as Buddhist tradition, we also have our own critical approach to study, and even within Buddhist Buddhist communities itself, when we have different traditions like Madhyamika tradition and Yoga Chara tradition and Abhidhamma traditions, all these traditions were like critiquing each other and developing the Buddhist knowledge. The Madhyamika started to critique Abhidhammic explanations, and then the Yoga Chara text critique Madhyamik explanation. So we kind of critique each other, but as a way to enhance our understanding. So it was already within our Buddhist tradition. But the modern academic Buddhist studies was started by Western scholars. We don't have a strict follow the modern academic. We already had our own by Western scholars research. But now, because now the modern language in society is more like a Western academic techniques. So we can use them, and also we can also use our own traditional methods. But the important thing is that when we do academic studies, we try to be a little bit open-minded and then we critically approach the topic and try to be not biased, even though we have saddha. But when we do research, we want to be very balanced and unbiased and critical. But that is not very new in Buddhist tradition. We already had that, but that's something we need to remember. So if you want to write a book, a Dhamma book, that for you to like, that is different from academic writings. So that's something we need to remember. That let's say if you want to write a book to encourage people to practice Buddhism, and that's separate. So we can write. As monks, we should write those books of encouraging and showing the importance of sila, importance of doing merits, and that's more like instructional and guidebooks, and those are different from academic studies. In academic studies, we take a step back and we try to maintain biased attitude because we want to discover the real thing happen in past or what real thing happening in the present time. So therefore, there are two different writings. Academic writings is unbiased, critical, but maybe the books written to encourage people, to inspire people, and guide people is different. And both are important. But we just want to remember the difference. Okay. Any questions on that? Are we clear on these differences?
Yes, Manima is very clear to us.
Okay. So then I can now proceed to academic writing. Before I start, I also would like to know about different research projects that you are doing. I would like I will invite you later to write down your research projects, whatever projects that you are doing. We know that any research project is not complete, doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to understand what kind of topics that you are researching, so that I can relate my presentation to your topics. So later I'm going to invite you to write your own research topic in the chat box. Okay, now let me start the presentation now. I hope that you can see my screen now.
Yes, Dante.
Yes, sir.
See.
Okay, so and I again want to emphasize that actually doing research is in a way actually a service to others, because research requires investment of time and resources and energy. So it takes a lot of our time. But if you do a good research, it is a service to others. That which means actually because not everyone has the luxury of time and resources to think about one topic, or maybe do research or investigation of one topic. Many people are busy with other things, and also many people do not have such time and luxury, because people are dealing with a lot of problems of daily life. So particularly as monks, and we have time. Of course, mainly, our time should be spent more on our own spiritual practice, but we have more time than other, most common lay people. So we should, or any other researcher, if someone is doing research, somehow he has, he has time and resources. So when we put our time and energy to study and investigate on a topic, or something that is really important for everyone. So it is a service, because we spend our time to understand something, or maybe solve a problem, or correct a misunderstanding, and then we come out and tell everyone this is what has happened. So it's a way to help others, and particularly in the field of academic studies. In different field, we have different body of knowledge. So that is how any field of knowledge is developed, right? We have field of computer science, we have field of engineering, we have field of medicine. So every day people are spending their time and energy and resources to add some pieces of knowledge, that body of knowledge, that is scholarship. So in the same way, even within the academic Buddhist studies, we already have a body of knowledge, and many other researchers, many other monks and lay scholars have done research on different fields. So, and what we are doing is actually contributing our own research to that body of knowledge. So, one thing we need to understand that in academic research studies, our research is not done in isolation. We don't think that we are the first one to write about a topic, because many people have written about that topic before us. Therefore, we need to do our research in a way that it is connected to previous researchers, and then so it's done in a conversation with previous studies. And whenever we get interested in a topic or area, we should always think about what other people have said